Did he just say kill me?
Yeah.
Wow. Every single intensity technique at the same time. Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Platz. Hey folks, Dr. Mike here for RP Strength. I'm a longtime professor of sport and exercise science, co-creator of the RP Hypertrophy and RP Diet Coach apps, and bodybuilder, sure, but I'm not nearly as good of a bodybuilder, nor ever will be, as Mr. Tom Platz. We're going to be focusing in on this episode mostly to revere a man whose idea of training intensity, as you will soon see, has left all conventional wisdom and unconventional wisdom completely behind. Let's pick up some tips. Let's see if we can teach you fine folks a little bit more than you currently know about how to train to get jacked, and let us kneel to a god. Roll camera.
Human. Squeeze it!
I could just see someone at the gym that he's at training in the back with a personal trainer, and they finish set a bench and they rack and they watch that and they turn to their trainer. They're like, Jim, are we supposed to be doing that? He's like, don't you worry about that person over there. All right. Just wanted to know if we weren't leaving anything on the table. Like a psychotic episode turned into a leg press, leg extension. My God. Not for a lack of trying did Tom Platz ever underachieve.
Squeeze! Resist! More! Kill me!
Is YouTube not going to like that? Am I allowed to say what he just said?
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Did he just say kill me?
Yeah.
Wow. Again, that gentleman over there at the leg press is like, what the f*** have I been doing with my whole life? He's on his way home. He goes to the store, that guy, and some guy's like, do you lift? And he's like, honestly, after what I saw today, no, none of us do. He's like, what? Like, Tom Platz, Google him. The guy's like, what's Google? It's 1986. Sergey Brin was like 2 years old and in Russia.
Before you get to the gym, you have to promise yourself that you are not going to go home a loser.
Holy f***, I love this. I have a hypothesis that motivational kitsch, motivational music, cultural references, movies, quotes, peaked in the 80s. There was something about being born in America and being bullied and then getting to middle school and high school and getting a chance to do sports. And you want to impress the popular girl, but she's only into jocks. So you train and you finally beat the state-ranked wrestler and you walk off with the girl, preparing to contribute yourself to a strong America that's going to defeat the Soviet Union and the Cold War. Things just made sense. God damn it. The 80s were unbelievable, and Tom Platz is one of the most unbelievable parts of the 1980s, which is a list that also extends to Prince, Michael Jackson, Madonna. Scott, what other kind of white people music that you like was cool in the 80s?
Oh, Metallica.
Yeah, and all that other shit.
And you will fight to the death to maintain your promise to yourself. I would rather die than acknowledge to myself that I'm that loser.
Dude, that's facts though, right? Because like, at some point, especially if you want to compete in bodybuilding, but even if you just want to build an excellent physique, when you have a plan, like let's say you have the RP Hypertrophy app, you got your sets and reps and everything, you look at the workout and you're like, that's a lot. Like, oh my God, I'm supposed to do 22 reps there? What the hell? Well, last week you look and it's like, you did 21 at the same weight. You're like, oh God damn it. Okay, so I'm physically capable of doing it. And I'm physically capable of doing it. The app periodized me to do it, which means sports science says there's a 97% chance I'm going to be able to get it done. The kind of majority, almost only way I won't get it done is just say folding my tail between my legs and making a variety of excuses. And you notice your brain works a lot like a GPT. It'll like surface ideas and thoughts to you that you might find convenient, and you sort of pick one of them to say, I believe this, or you say it out loud. The GPT, a lot of times when you look at a really hard workout on your hypertrophy app, is going to be like, your back hurts, right, buddy? And you're like, yeah, you're right, GPT brain. This workout, or hey, you can get 20 reps instead of 22. You'll still be good. True. Like leg extensions seem tough. Maybe some kind of split squats and lunges, just a couple reps shy of failure. It's still a good workout. Remember, evidence-based, all that stuff. You don't need to go to failure. And That's all fucking nonsense, because the reason your GPT is surfacing all of these is because it is biased by fear. Your fear of just one thing, maybe two. That one thing is pain. The other thing is failure. Maybe you won't be able to get the reps that you set in stone for yourself, and that'll send you down a mental cascade of realizing you're never going to become jacked because you just don't have what it takes. That last part's mostly for insane people. I just wouldn't even bother with that whole thing. Just do your fucking best. But if you're doing your best, that means pain is mandatory. You're going to walk into an area of your workout when you get closer to failure in which pain is guaranteed. The best way I found to deal with that is not to grit your teeth and bear it, but to open up and accept it. I'm here for the pain. Remember, the pain in your muscles when you're lifting, the good kind of pain, is a sign that the growth stimulus is being delivered. Do you grimace as your boss is handing you out hundreds for your payday? Yes, you work under the table in this analogy. No, you're like, yes, money, this is great. That's how you should be about the pain of the last several reps. Now, the good news is getting handed a stack of hundies doesn't physically hurt you. Pain in your muscles does, so it's a bit of a mind f***. But goddamn, dude, this kind of shit of accepting and putting your pride on the line a little bit, the way Tom Platz says it, is like, I refuse to quit on myself. I promised myself, and in this case, the RP hypertrophy app, you really did promise yourself. It's the goal. You can do it. The worst thing that can happen is you fail to meet the goal, which means you're too fatigued, which means you have an early deload coming your way. You win either way. The only way you can lose is to give up on yourself. Don't do that. And if you do, rest. And when you're not tired anymore, try again. Okay. Again, intensity amazing. Slamming the eccentric down. Discourteous to other members of the gym, but whatever, we're all there for a good time. Discourteous to the owner of the equipment, although the machines are made of metal, so no big deal. Discourteous to the probability of injuring your hamstrings? Yes. Discourteous to the stimulus received at the bottom of that eccentric phase, which you completely miss out on because you just go into the next rep? Yeah, not an ideal technique. Again, when looking at Tom Platz, most of his technique, you could just be like, but when looking at his level of ferocity to inspire you when you're feeling a bit tired, Tom Platz is the one-stop shop for that. It's like, Scott, does it look like he's training max effort to do the worm in a dancing competition? I think that's how you would train for that. Okay, so now the partner is ostensibly helping, although at velocities like that, I don't know what he's doing at all. Hey, where's Milo at? Lengthened partials, except very lengthened and very partial. I'm telling you, Tom Platz was the king of many things. One of them was how to take one set of an exercise and milk every ounce of everything out of his whole body. That lying leg curl, folks. Tell me in the comments what muscles that work when Tom Platz is doing it. The answer is all 100 and whatever muscles of the body. Fact. Kill me! He just said, kill me again. If I was the spotter after that set, he's like, oh, that was a good set. I'd be like, yeah, no, Tom, here's your water bottle. It's great. Totally. Do you want to see a therapist with me, man? I just like, it could just give you answers to a lot of questions about life, you know? He's like, no, why would I? You're like, never mind. Another set? Okay, is there a problem with the video? Nope, that's just what's going on. Folks, if you think you're brainy, you think you know some shit, you've seen a couple RP videos, maybe even went to school for exercise science, what muscle does that work? You have 5 seconds to answer. See you in the comments.
Go home. Okay, now.
That's my favorite one.
I love it. Scott, this is amazing. Guys, we finally realized. Science realized. You know what? It wasn't even just science. AI. All those superclusters in the desert, they ain't even working on training the next GPT. They're working on answering the question, and they finally got it. After 10 years of pure compute, why aren't you making the gains that you want? And the answer is quite simple. you're not doing nearly enough insane homoerotic at the gym. If your boys aren't hanging off of you in that position, you're not trying. That guy looks big too. Scott, that's like a 280-pound man.
He's huge.
Tom was going to do whatever the needed to be done to grow muscle. Oh my God. I'm going to flat out tell you guys, I don't try that hard. Real talk. If you try that hard, hit us up in the comments. And to paraphrase Nate Diaz talking to Bradley Martin, you don't.
When I endeavor to go down in the squat.
Oh, now this. Thank God this made the cut. Tom Platz didn't invent the squat, but for bodybuilding, he did perfect it. He uses a variety of techniques over the years, but my favorite of his is a super high bar, completely upright, heels on the ground, close stance, knees way over toes, ultra deep weightlifting style squat. He was so good at these that at one point, with I think just barely a skinny little squat suit, which in the 80s did hardly dick for you, he is on video squatting, was it 500 pounds for, I believe, 21 or 23 reps or something like that? A feat that with that technique, I've never seen replicated. 525 for 23. I mean, high bar to depth with minimal equipment. That's insane. It's insane. See if Max, the editor, can get this video out of our trash bin at YouTube, but I squatted 500 for 10 to that same style and depth. And my God, my next set after 5 minutes of rest, I did 3. So the idea that I could do, double plus more reps is, I'm not Tom Platz.
I get my whole body tight, my head, my nose.
Folks, don't worry about getting your nose tight. Just the science coming in. Let's go back to Tom Platz.
My ears, my ankles, my feet, my toes.
Ears, super important to get tight, so that's good.
The bottom of your feet, your back, your shoulder, everything's got to be tight. Nothing can be loose. It's like you're in a totally tight, taut condition. And everything is pushing you down and up both. You don't relax the bottom or during the course of the motion.
It was generally pretty good advice. I think it's kind of overkill for powerlifters. They want a lot of the body tight. For bodybuilding purposes, as long as your lower back is tight and your core is a little bit contracted, and as long as you're moving slowly and deliberately and you don't let your back fold over, that's probably good enough. You don't have to have whole body tightness for hypertrophy work, but you definitely don't want to be loosey-goosey. If your back rounds a ton and you kind of bowl over at the bottom, that ain't it. Oh, that depth. This is beautiful. Science is dope, but art has its place in the world.
Best thing to do is to get deep breath on the way down. Hold it and pull it in your abdomen. You make your abdomen tight, and so you bounce, blow out the air when you go up. It's like a piston, like downward situation we talked about earlier.
It's generally good advice. I wouldn't bounce out of the hole, but you want to stay tight, and a little bounce is totally cool. A big bounce, probably some combination of not so safe and not nearly as stimulative for your muscles as it could have otherwise been, because then a lot of the force is just reactive force getting put back from your tendons to your tendons again, and the active muscle force is not as high, and active force is probably the biggest contributor to hypertrophy versus passive force. Yeah, I mean, this is almost perfect technique. The only thing I would say is for folks watching at home, just go down slower, even just like half a second slower, and you're golden. Folks, there is still more video up ahead, but if you want an extra long, extended, super uncut version with tons of cool bonus features and, to be honest, the kind of language and topic inclusion that would get us canceled instantly on YouTube, give the members area a look, and there's tons of other cool videos you get with the money. Yes, it costs money, but that's how the world works, folks. All right, back to the video.
I decided that I wanted to try something different to change the look and the inherent qualities of my muscle development in my lower body. I believe in going down, at this point, stretching as far as you can, pushing up.
Whoa. So first of all, again, training for the worm dance competition continues. But also, this isn't bad. I know it looks crazy and you must use very little weight to start out with this. But what's technically happening is this is turning from a hack squat into a sissy squat into a proper rigid body leg extension that really targets the rec fem, that middle of your quad, the best of pretty much any other exercise or top 3. and then you come all the way back up. This is one hell of a movement. I would do it a little bit slower on the way down, a little bit more meticulously. When you slide out and push your knees out really far and straighten your whole body, I would hold there for a second and then gently accelerate back up. And here's a little bonus round if you're really insane. Do this for 10 to 15 repetitions, close to failure. When you're unable to do it with no break whatsoever, switch just to regular hack squats. Cool thing is you don't even have to move your feet. You just keep your heels down and do hack squats, as many as you can until you have to rack. That superset, because hack squats are easier, you're stronger in them than the other kind of whatever we want to call the sissy squat leg extension combo situation. Once you get real close to failure or basically failure on that first exercise, that second exercise allows you to beat the shit out of your muscles when they're already down, which is not only awesome for hypertrophy, but the way I fight in real life. Fair is fair. I would not do it that quick. The probability of injury on an absolute level is just very low. It's hard to get hurt in the gym, but on a relative level, you could get all the benefits and a better mind-muscle connection by going down substantially slower. Scott, this is giving me like Judaism. Oh, he's going to hide his knees. Who's your chiropractor? Let me give you a better one. His name's Saul. Hey. I mean, tension at long muscle lengths, man. Tom had it figured out.
Be very careful when you do this on your knees. I'm blessed with strong knees. Knees are a very strong joint, by the way, but
All facts.
the pressure on the hack squat can be very deadening, or any pressing movement can be deadening to your knees. But again,
Look at his fucking leg. Scott, make sense of that. What is that?
It looks like two.
It looks like he has a pair of quads and then someone stapled more quads on top of his quads.
my leg biceps seem to hit my calves all the time, take pressure off my knees. That's something I think this is unique to me. Most people, I find, should not go down as fast, should endeavor to come out of the pocket more slowly.
Damn, he really did tell everyone to go down slower. I love it.
Hi.
I like that that's a really interesting looking old school leg extension machine. It's got, do you notice it doesn't have handles?
Oh, he's just grabbing the chair. I didn't notice.
They just kind of got to grab something. I love it. They missed a little design element there. No big deal.
Tension.
Okay. In Tom's defense, these are lengthened partials and they're great. On the other hand, you got to have a lot of swag to pull this off at the gym. And if you use the RPI Hypertrophy app to log your shit, you're going to have to get real creative with your notes feature of how the f you describe this. I guess you could just say Tom Platz spaz shit. And when you look at it next week, you're going to be like, oh, that's right. That's right.
Higher. Bring it up. Let go. Push down again. Pump it hard. Fast.
And to my rep set built in. Every single intensity technique at the same time. Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Platz. Like I said, what more can I possibly say about this?
Okay. Damn.
Yeah, hell yeah. You know, the Upper Hypertrophy app is all nice and it's got technology in it, but when are they going to have it recognize when you did a good set and put a laugh track and clapping track on for you? Like, hey! That's real science. Scott, you good, man?
Watching that was harder than I've ever tried.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I actually got more fatigued watching it than I did in my leg workout earlier today. Now, I'm I'm known for training not so hard, but god damn. Guys, what can you learn from this? Some good technique, some maybe not ideal technique. Effort. If you think you're not training hard, now you've seen the highest bar in the world for training. Somewhere between where you're training now, and you know it's not hard enough, to Tom Platz, you're going to find a lot of great results. Don't just go right to Tom because you'll probably die, but somewhere on the way up, you're going to find some awesome stuff. And Tom Platz, of course, gets rated as a god among men. That's right, God divided by among men. I've been Dr. Mike. I will never be Tom Platz. Tom Platz, you're the man. See you guys next time. All right, that was really good. Folks, right here is a video that YouTube implores that you click on, and I wouldn't mess with YouTube because who knows if they're not watching you right now. See you next time.